Welcome back to Big Deb Energy Podcast, the podcast where I talk and I get a phone call that I'm embarrassing the family. Just kidding. That's not exactly how it went, but I do know it may be hard for my family, as well as anyone who's like in the older generation, the older age bracket. I know necessarily sometimes the way I speak is not very ladylike, but last time I checked, I'm allowed to identify as whoever the fuck I want to be. And I don't want to be a lady. I want to be a badass bitch, okay? And I'm sorry, not all of us could be me. There's not room for all of us up here. So I don't want to offend anybody. You are more than welcome to click the X at any time. No one is holding a gun to your head to listen to this. And quite frankly, you know, me talking about sucking a dick in eighth grade, come on. It ain't like I'm showing it. You could have found my porn. I could have been on Pornhub. I'm not. I'm out here making an honest living. So, and it's like no one wants to work anymore. I'm one of the very few left. I should claim myself as a minority. You walk into a store nowadays, you got two employees, and they look at you like you just shit in their cereal when you ask a question. Once again, no one is forcing you to be here, honey. I would say a lot of people would take your spot, but they won't. I just love when I see how people work from home and they want to like talk about how they've had a long day. Yeah, but you also got to like get shit done while at your at home job. When I'm at work, I can't fold my laundry. I can't clean my kitchen. I can't vacuum. I'm stuck in another building until I am told that I have to leave just to return the following day. Like, get the fuck out. I do not want to hear you complain. If you're out here, like, working at home and getting all this shit done, because that is the most exhausting part about being an adult, is that healthy work life balance. Because at the end of the day, you could go home and have time to rest, but you cannot rest when there's dishes in the sink. You can't rest when you're so hungry you want to eat dinner but you don't have any groceries. So you either got to stop somewhere on the way home and deal with all of that, the traffic, everyone else who just got out of work in line. It's just, or you say, you know what? I'm going to go home and make some ramen noodles or some toast with butter. And then you think like, what is this? What the fuck is this? What did we all sign up for? I'm I'm paying a big portion of my paycheck every month to be somewhere that I'm barely at. And when I am, I'm mad because I cannot keep up with it the way I would like to because I need to bust my ass out in society. And no one really talks about how like unfair that is, you know? And it's so common. It is so common. I always wanted to find a job where I could travel, and my friends that work and travel say when they travel they can't enjoy where they are. When they're out there, they're working and then you're tired because you had to be at a meeting at 6 a.m. and then this conference. Next thing you know, you have to go to dinner with everybody. And then it's 9 o'clock at night. You're exhausted, but then you got to be up the next day anyway for either another 6 a.m. meeting or your flight home. Like, my favorite is when I'm at work Now, mind you, I have a job that doesn't require running around like a chicken without a head like I used to do. I get to sit at a desk. I help patients. I, put stuff in the computer. Stuff like that. I don't have a line of people constantly like, in front of me. But I've lived that life already and I busted my butt doing stuff like so to get to where I am now. So I love when someone walks by and they're like, "Oh, you look busy," or "Oh, you know, why does it matter if I have a moment to relax? Why do I have to be working so inhumanely, running around overwhelmed, sweating? Like who said that that's supposed to be what's going on? What the fuck? There's a difference between being lazy and then there's another different like between being lazy and just not giving it 100. Sometimes you don't need to be given 100. We need to keep some of our energy for our own sanity. You know what I mean? What where in the law does it say we must work like slaves and inhumanely suffer every day? I don't know. I never heard that rule. But my 80% is somebody's 100%. Some of us just got it like that. We could get shit done, you know? Except from starting filming tonight. I get set up. I can't fucking get this microphone work. I'm like, this is like the first day. This is like the first day. But we have come a long way. Did you see I interviewed a reality star and producer and writer? That's cool. I mean, I didn't think I'd be able to pull that off this soon. And I didn't have to jerk anyone off. That's wild. I would have, though, if I had to. Just kidding. Don't get any ideas. If you got me a few years back, totally. Now, get that little wiener away. I got one, that's all I need. Woo. Even he tires me out sometimes. He's trying, he's a few years younger. He's trying to do it like 12 times a day. I'm like, calm down. I'm your cougar. You need to give me a break. My God. But, it's great to see my own progress in my own way. You have a vision and it never turns out the way you want it to be. But you like you still see the small changes from when look at me getting emotional. This is the first time I ever actually cried on my own podcast. And it's not cuz I'm sad. It's because I'm proud of myself. It's because I set a goal and it happened and I accomplished it. And I've people have reached out telling me that I've made them feel more comfortable and I've made them want to take risks. And that feels so good. I can't even explain how good that feels. And I always said I didn't want to be an influencer, but I guess that's what an influencer does, right? They influence people to do things. And whether that's helping somebody believe in themselves, to speak up, to be open. If I influenced one person, it doesn't matter. I don't need 100K followers, you know? If I helped anyone out there, that's exactly why I'm here. But it's also been fun to see the progress between the editing. I know it's not perfect, but it's better than when it first started. So basically, what I'm getting at is if you have a dream, don't let anyone tell you that that you shouldn't follow your dreams, because one day you're going to wonder like, wow, maybe I should have done that. And I'm getting older, you know. I'm going to be 33 in August. I don't want to turn 40 and wish that I had done things earlier in my life. I kind of feel that way with my 20s. I always said I wanted to get a boob job in my 20s. I never got one. And it's like, at this point, if I got the money to get one, I wouldn't get it because at this point, like, it's not necessary. I don't feel like I'm in that mindset anymore. I want a house. I want a boat. I want to travel. You know, I don't need a Gucci bag. I don't need I don't really need anything materialistic. I just want peace of mind, and that's something money cannot buy. Well, it does give you peace of mind to pay your bills, so okay. But you get what I mean. Sometimes though it is within, and it's how you perceive life. It's how you go about it, and the older you get, you do realize nothing really fucking matters. Nothing matters. Like, I look back on times years ago, and there were times where I was in friends groups and I felt like the outcast, the one that there was a group chat without. And I always felt like people had this feeling towards me. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure if you've been through it, you know what I'm talking about. It's that when you could just sense that, like, you'll see how someone greets other people. They're all like, hi, hi. And then they see you, they're like, hey. It's just like the tone is different. They like make fun of you in front of everybody, but they're nicer when no one's watching. Like, I feel like I've always been that person, but I could give two fucks if I have any friends now. It's like those people don't matter. Like, I don't even remember half of their names. It's like at the time it feels so horrible, but I could give two fucks about who fucks with me. But yeah, this season is probably coming to an end soon. When I first came up with this idea, I only wanted 8 episodes. And we're almost at like fucking 20. I mean, once again, never goes the way as planned. And I don't know what's going to happen between now and a few weeks from now, because I have some opportunities brewing I can't talk about right now, but it may cause this podcast to be put on a pause. And I don't know how long that pause is going to be for. It depends on if this opportunity is legit or not, or if it's something for me. And if it is something for me, the podcast may actually end, and you might see me on other platforms. You might see me other places. So I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. It's only going to get better from here. I just I'm I like to plan things, and not knowing what's going on, and summer's coming up. I want to go to Myrtle Beach. I want to do things. I want to visit people, and now my whole life is at a pause because I do not know what is coming. And if I were to plan anything, it may all have to be canceled anyway. So therefore, I'm not planning anything till I know what's happening next. But one thing I thought about was the fact that when we were all kids, our parents all got us to school on time. Like, think about that. Think about how often you're late to work, right? Our parents got us up, got us dressed. Some of us had breakfast. Some of us got walked to school. I was one of those. And it's like, we got to school on time. Not just on time, but early enough to like stand outside and talk to your friends. Oh my god. If I have a kid, we're gonna be the ones like running, like they will call fucking DHS on me. Like they're gonna be like, what is going on? I'll be like, nothing. We stopped at the diner. Like we're fine. It's just like they make it such a big deal when your kid is late or like when you forget to pick your kid up from school. But it's like that shit must be hard to do every day. So kudos to all the parents out there that are doing their damn thing. Mother's Day and Father's Day just passed. So kudos to all the great parents out there. Speaking of Father's Day, it's I've given some theories on who my dad is, and I don't even think I mentioned the theory that another adult told me in my younger years, that my dad was Puerto Rican and that he was dating my mom, and then he started seeing somebody else and she was like devastated. I don't fucking know. That don't sound much like my mom, but it's like all these fucking wild ass stories. I'm so sick of it. So here's where we're at with it. I got an ancestry test, and I'm going to do it. I just got to work up the courage. And I also need to read the directions cuz I don't want to fuck it up. Like my luck, I'll drop the Q-tip in like the sink or something. They're like, you're actually part salmon. So I'm going to I'll probably post a video of me taking the ancestry just so you all could see it. Why not, right? And then when I get the results, I'll be reading them to you. I think it takes a while to get the results back. So it's going to be interesting because whatever I come up as, based off of the theories that we've talked about, that may conclude if one of those people are my dad. And like I already told you, one of them is definitely dead. So like if it's him, Well, first of all, if it's him, it means I'm Jewish, which is wild to think. That would be wild. But I think it only counts if your mom's Jewish. I mean, you're all going to have to accept me as I am at this point. You're in too deep. But we don't do racism on Big Deb Energy. So if you got that energy, get the fuck out. You ain't allowed here. We love everybody here. I just, I'm a little on edge today. I don't know why. Well, I was out traveling for work the past couple days, and I think that might have thrown me off just because when I'm there, I'm alone, and it's like a 2 hour drive. Got back a little later last night. Couldn't go to sleep. My mind's really been on this other idea that I have that I'm not going to talk about right now because you don't talk about stuff when the idea is, first being discussed and created, and because you don't want the bad juju coming your way. And that's not, when I say that, it's not a pun towards me being Jewish, but yeah, like I don't need the maloiks being put on me. I don't need any bad energy. So, but I have this idea I've been working on. So I was up all night writing, and I just, sometimes when I get an idea, I just have to go with it, like this podcast. And this one's a good one. I think a lot of you will enjoy it, but it might take a bit to get it started. But it's either that or the fact that, so I tried Skinny Joey's today. I wasn't blown out the water. I gave a fair and honest review on Instagram, and I gave them a 7.5/8. I Not Joey Merlino DMing me. I shit myself. I'm like, I'm scared to open this message. Like, I think I'm still shaking. But no, he was very nice. He's a nice guy. I could actually, when I read the message, I could hear his voice saying it. He said, "You're entitled to your opinion. Thank you for the support. God bless you." And I'm like, that's the thing. When you're an entrepreneur, you can't take criticism to heart. Everyone does have an opinion. And like I say in my review, I'm not being paid for this, and I'm not a dick rider. Everyone's saying it's like at 1,000, it's the best cheesesteak. I'm like, it's just not the best. It's good. It's just not the best that I had. I have my favorite. I'm not going to sit here and just say that you're my favorite so that you repost me and I get all these likes and follows. I'm not doing that. I'm building this platform up organically with honesty and integrity and real raw opinions and stories and perspectives and experiences. So, no, I don't care who you are. I'm going to be honest about your product, and I'm probably not going to have a lot of people that want to work with me because of that. But that just showed that he is a true entrepreneur. He didn't take it, and the fact that he reached out, he could have just watched it and kept it pushing. The fact that he felt the need to let me know that he appreciated the support and that I am entitled to my opinion. I respect that a lot. I really fucking do. But it might also be because I said that his are better than Angelo's. But I wasn't kidding about that. And I'm not telling anyone not to go there. I think you should try it for yourself and you should see what you think. I'm not saying not to go. I would go back. Sometimes it's the chef, sometimes it's just the timing. Like if I don't know how to explain it. I just like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but I respect that he reached out. But yeah, I was like, "Oh god." Cuz I didn't even tag him. I tagged him when I showed up. Like I put a picture of the building, but I didn't tag him in the review. I'm not trying to put them on the spot. It's for my followers. It's not for them. It's for my followers, you know? I've had people say they're not a fan of my stuff. That's fine. Everyone doesn't have to be. So stop getting offended. And also, speaking of good food, let me know where you could get fucking good breakfast nowadays because no one knows how to make home fries anymore. It's really sad. It's really fucking sad. And I'm done with breakfast meat, sausage, nasty. Bacon, it's like they're mocking me. I say extra crispy, they bring it out raw. I'm like, do you hate me? Like, why do you hate me? And the thing about it is, it's like, if I'm spending money, I want the food to be good. Like, why do I have to be asking where to get good food? Shouldn't it all be good? I don't fucking know. That's just my opinion. But thank you for coming back and listening to another episode of Big Deb Energy Podcast. And I will be seeing you again very soon. Good night.